In Baltimore, there's 52 different community schools. The minority of them are charter schools, for example. The minority of them are ESOL schools with a large ELL population. That's the beauty of it being a strategy. Being a strategy allows it to be replicable wherever you are. Because if you have the most beautiful building facilities in the city, there's some brand new buildings in the city right now. If you have one of them, that doesn't mean that you don't need a community school. That just means that your needs as a community school are different. Maybe you don't have an after-school program in that beautiful building. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe there isn't a grocery store for 5 miles around that beautiful building. There's your need. And the fact that the community school strategy in its most fundamental form is a person who then does things to support the community allows that person, for the price of that person, salary and benefits, and it's got to be a professional salary and benefits, I would say sort of equivalent with the level of an assistant principal, that for that person to move into a school, you don't need any special situation. You just need a leadership team who's ready, who is committed, who is willing to put value behind the work that this person does. And then you need to let that person go. And that person starts small. What issue can we move? And that develops trust. And then it gets a little bit bigger. And they create systems in that community that address the needs of that community. And that person, one thing I haven't mentioned is that site coordinator is about creating those systems. That site coordinator is not about case managing all of the individuals who are in the system. The community school site coordinator is really a high-level resource that creates systems that takes care of issues. That people like social workers, for example, can access to help kids.